Hi guys, it's your boy Bob coming back to you again with another message of peace. I salute you as always in the name of peace. But before all, let's thank the Almighty for allowing us to be alive another day. Let's thank Him for peace. Let's thank Him for wealth. Let's thank Him for health. Let's thank Him for prosperity in our lives. But above all, let's thank Him for love. Amen. I just wanted to share something with you guys, right? But I wanted to recite us a verse from the Quran, right? In the Quran, it says, O mankind, I have created you from one man and a female, and I have made you nations and tribes so that you may know each other. The most honorable among you all is the one who is more conscious of me. Basically, God is the one talking in this verse. Why am I speaking, right, about this, right? Why am I quoting this verse, right? It's because it is so sad if we look at the way our community, our society is behaving nowadays, right? Most of the time, I go online on YouTube. I open my YouTube and I see a video of a man talking against female. Basically, it's generalizing, saying this is how female are. And then another video, you see female talking against men, that this is how men are behaving. Therefore, it's kind of in a way that both genders are struggling to connect and to stay together. And I want to ask a question, right? If these two genders cannot live together, coexist together, where is humanity going forward? How are we going to go forward in this way? Where are we heading? Because the reality is this, right? The Almighty created us so we can know each other, so we can help humanity live in a better position, right? In harmony. That's the only reason God created us, right? Therefore, the female have her own role to play. The man has his own role to play. And down the ages, society is changing. And honestly speaking, we have to adapt. This is how we are known for. Human beings, we adapt. If we said the first man created is Adam, probably those times were different from nowadays, right? But one thing is for sure, no matter what time and age we are living, we should be conscious, first of all, of the Almighty, always. And always, we should be building ourselves, whether you are a female or a man. And the most sad thing in these things that I'm talking about is that black people are people that are suffering with this the most. We are the ones that are victims. I'm saying victims because of our minds, the way we think. For instance, if I look at this, people may think this is a cross, but it is not. It is an ink. Look at this, the head, right? It is representing the womb, okay, of a female. Because females supposed to be teachers of children. Men are known to be hunters because the man is there to provide for the family, right? But if in a society a female also is working, that means the man is not the provider any longer by himself, right? Both of them are providing. But at the end of the day, what God have instilled within yourself, this should be ground. You should understand yourself. If you are a female, you should understand yourself. Why did God give you a womb? For instance, I take example of me, right? When my wife was giving birth, right, in the hospital, when the baby came out, the first thing they did was to take the baby and bring it closer to the chest of my wife. Why not me? Why the female? Because the female is the first contact that comes between the baby and the female, right? She is the first contact. Meaning she is the nurturer, right? They place the baby next to her breast. And they ask her to breastfeed the baby, right? They're always asking you to breastfeed. But the way society is going now, I would say this, it's like female, woman. Most of the non-spiritual female, because in reality, right, the reason most of the time a woman that is spiritually mature would always gravitate toward her femininity. She will understand who she is. Even though she is working and providing, she knows that she is a female and a provider and a nurturer for the family. And a man that is spiritually mature also will understand, even though you are a provider, you are still the father, you are there to secure for your family. If something bad happened to your family right now, a thief come in, we are expecting the man to step forward. Unless the female have learned karate or kung fu, right? Then she can stand up also because she's more powerful at that moment than her husband. But in the normal circumstances, the way society is made, or we know society, is that the man is always expected to be the front fighter for the family. So all I'm saying is this, right? I'm begging both the man and the female. We should stop putting down each other. We should stop listening to people that call themselves Red Pill Movement. The Red Pill Movement are reacting against the femininity, the feminine movement. And the feminist movements are reacting against the Red Pill Movement. You can hear people saying that someone should not even get married any longer. Right? This is how society is heading. Where are we heading? Because as we know, as a man, I should find myself a wife, coexist with her, have children, and raise those children to see that both her father, both the father and the mother live together, providing for you, helping you grow spiritually, mentally, and physically. We're helping the children to grow. So also they can have also children that can grow also spiritually, mentally, and physically. But the way we are heading, if we do not stop, we are throwing out our children to the wilderness. And they are going to be lost also because they won't know what to do. Because the roots of their being is the father and the mother. And marriage was made for that. Marriage was designed for people to come together and then raise a family. But we are being lost because the man is being selfish, right? When he get married, you become selfish. And the wife becomes selfish. Each one now is looking for their own benefit. But if we are both focused on our children growing up wisely, we will have a common ground. But first of all, one thing is for sure, we should have God consciousness in our mind. Therefore, anything we do will be done by having God consciousness in our mind. I'm a man, indeed. But do I know myself as a man? Or just because I have a genitalia that calls me a man, therefore I'm a man? Just because you have a genitalia doesn't mean you are a man that the Almighty is calling for. The true men that God are calling for are those that are conscious of themselves and then their owner, which is the Almighty. Or you are not different than any other animal. The lion is a lion. It behaves just like a lion. But you being a female or a man, the only difference is when you are God conscious. And then when you are getting married or when you meet a female, you should not just look at her as a sexual object. That you are there because you are told men have testosterone. Whenever you stand up, you want to hit it. That's not the only object of a female. Indeed, it is there, but it is to be shared between you two guys. So you can guys connect. and raise your children, because that's the main focus. Especially nowadays we are living, number one priority of a family is toward the children. Honestly, we should mature ourselves and then help our children mature. But if we are bickering among us and fighting, where are we heading? Toward destruction. One love.